Hello, my name is Nick Guinn, and I'm an intellectual property attorney here in San Antonio, Texas. I would like to talk to you about the trademark application process. In the United States, we have two types of applications for U.S. applicants. Under Section 1A, we can file an application if you are already using the trademark. Under Section 1B, we can file an application if you intend to use the trademark in the future. We start the process by performing a search of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office, or USPTO's database. Depending on your goals, we can also search other databases such as all 50 Secretaries of State. We perform the searches for several reasons. One, we want to know if your application is going to have problems upon filing based on existing applications and registrations. We also perform a search not only for exact matches, but also to see if there are marks that are confusingly similar. For example, if you have a tennis shoe company and you wanted to call it Nike, you'd probably want to know that there's an existing registration or registrations for a company Nike. If we're satisfied with the search results, we'll prepare and file an application. The USPTO wants your contact information as well as information about the mark and the goods and services that you're offering. If you're already using the mark, the Trademark Office wants proof that you're using the mark as well as the date of first use. If you haven't started using the mark yet, we'll get to those issues later in the registration process. Once your application is filed, continue on with business as usual, be successful, use your trademark. If you haven't used the trademark yet, now's a good time to start, unless your situation dictates otherwise. Prior to the pandemic, we would hear from the examiners about 2 months after filing. As of this filming, it's about 8 to 10 months after filing. When we hear back from the examiner, it's going to be a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If we have a thumbs up, great, your application will move forward. If it's a thumbs down, we'll have an opportunity to amend or argue. Typically, a thumbs down occurs for minor reasons, such as the examiner would prefer a different vision of your goods and services, or that we redescribe your logo. Those issues are fairly easy to resolve. Sometimes the issues are a little bit more substantive, like a likelihood of confusion with an existing application or registration, or based on your mark being merely descriptive. In the event that the examiner finds your mark merely descriptive, our experience usually tells us at the beginning of the application process whether or not that's likely to occur. If we can't successfully persuade the examiner to turn the thumbs down into a thumbs up, we'll have an opportunity to appeal the examiner to the Trademark Trial and Appeal Board. If and when you have a thumbs up, your application will publish for a period of 30 days, during which the public can oppose your application. Now think for a moment about how often you monitor the USPTO's Trademark Gazette. Exactly. And also consider for perspective that of the approximately 500 trademark applications I have filed, only one has been opposed. Now it's not to say that I'm God's gift to trademark law. It's just to share with you the idea that oppositions are relatively infrequent for applicants. And we also have an idea of their likelihood of arising based on the search results. Assuming that we make it through the opposition period unscathed, you will then have a registration within 2 to 3 months. However, in the event that we filed an intent to use based application, we'll still need to prove that you have started using the mark within 6 months of the allowance. If you can't satisfy that requirement, the trademark examiner will gladly sell you up to 5 6-month extensions. If and when you start using the trademark, your application will register 2 to 3 months later. Once you have the registration, the Trademark Office expects you to continue using the mark and submitting periodic fees to maintain your registration. Those fees and proof are due 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and every 10 years thereafter from your registration. Congrats, you have a registration. Thanks for joining me. I encourage you to check out my website, nickguinn.com. And I hope if you'd like to learn more about trademarks that you'll pick up a copy of my book, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Trademarks, which you can find on Amazon.com or my website. I look forward to knowing you, and until then, take care.